how oh where were I? Okay, right. This meeting is special for me because we are actually meet amid the restriction of homecoming by our government. So I want to hear a story about activities that you and your family usually do during homecoming. I want to hear from hi. Hi. Okay.
Keep going, that's my social then.
All right. Wait. So, yes, I am. Wait. Move on. Uh, I will repeat. This meeting is special for me because we actually meet amid the restriction of homecoming by our government. And let me hear a story about an activity you and your family usually do during your homecoming, especially from Toastmaster Hida. Toastmaster Hida, can you share with us your story during your homecoming, maybe like previous year?
Uh, my activity when I go home, actually, I spend my time with my family and visiting my relatives too. And the most thing that I did with my family is eating together. It's just that. How about you?
Yeah, right. During like a previous year before the pandemic, we can get with family. And for me, frankly, it's hard for me. We usually do homecoming event in my home during Ramadan break, and especially in Eid Mubarak. Me and my family used to banquet our families and neighbor with warm welcome, hear updates from close relatives and talks. However, today I can still do the same to share my warm welcome to all participants, listen our speakers and evaluator, and talk with you through this virtual meeting. Right. So before we continue to our main agenda, I will call upon Malang President Toastmaster Dini to give a brief uh, explanation about the membership and how to join in any Toastmaster activity. So I will call upon Toastmaster Dini. The screen is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Radan. So first of all, welcome all to our joint meeting. It is very special for us, and then especially for me because finally we can have a joint meeting with Eagle Toastmasters Club, and then it's such a pleasure to have you all here. So for guests, probably I would like to give a brief explanation a little bit about Toastmasters for some of you who probably still do not know about Toastmasters. So basically, Toastmasters is an is a platform for us to train ourselves to be a professional and then confident speaker, communicator, and leader. And then with those masters, of course, you can improve your public speaking skills, we build leadership skills, and then also we learn how to work on networking and in a small and supportive environment. And then this part will help us a lot in our uh, working field. And then also we also practice our writing because we have to write the scripts or the outline for our speeches that we will deliver in our regular meeting. And then we also maximize our potential. And then, of course, we have to enjoy the unlimited personal growth, gain competitive advantage in the workplace, because by joining Toastmasters, I believe that most of your professional skills like presenting skills, negotiating skills, and many more will develop a lot. And then, of course, we here to build self-confidence and self-awareness. So if you want to join us with other 364,000 members in the world like us, so we just like a uh, few people among those uh, thousands people in the world. So you can join us. You can join Eagle, or you can join Malang Toastmasters Club. If you want to join Eagle, you can contact our Eagle VPM Ratu, right? Or Michael, yeah. But you
Mike.
can contact Ratu or Mala or Rena from Eagle Toastmasters Club. And if you want to join Malang Toastmasters, you can contact Raden, our Toastmasters of the meeting, or our MC for tonight's meeting, or me. Just contact us. You can also visit our meeting, and then feel the joy first, and then find your comfort first, and then let's see. You want to join later, and then grow your personal skills with us together. So I think that's all. Back to you, our Toastmasters of the meeting, Toastmasters Raden.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Denny. So after we hear brief explanation about Toastmaster, and next we will hear the introduction of our role players for this session, and I will give a hand to our general evaluator to introduce her team. So please, uh, Toastmaster Rena, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raden, our Toastmasters of the meeting. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our joint meeting, Eagle X Malang Toastmasters Club. And for today, in every Toastmasters meeting, there is a group of people that will evaluate how the meeting runs. And why there is a general evaluators, because basically we are here in Toastmasters are learning from each other. So we are here to give constructive feedback to each other. Now, the purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organizations, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. And as I said before, as there are so many aspects to be evaluated, I will not do it by myself. There are people inside my team that will help me to evaluate the meeting. First, let's start with counter. And today's counters is Toastmaster Zizi. Toastmaster Zizi, please tell us a bit about your role today.
Hello everyone. The purpose of the counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zizi, for your brief explanation. Next role takers is the timer. And for today's timer is Toastmaster Purwanto. Toastmaster Purwanto, the screen is yours. Where is Purwanto? Purwanto, are you
Hello,
there?
can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, the connection here is not that good, so I hope there won't be any problem. So as a timer, I will introduce you to the time signal because we want to make sure everyone speak within their time. So no one will go over time. When no one go over time, all the speaker will be eligible. And for this, let me show you first. Wait a minute. Okay, so in every session, can you see my virtual background, everyone?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
you can see.
Okay, so this is the minimum time you need to reach during your speech. And for this one is the middle time. And for this one, the red signal, it will be the maximum time. Because I'm a generous person, so I will give you extra 30 seconds. So for table topic session, we will have 1 to 2 minutes, 1 minute green, 1.5 yellow, and 2 minutes is red. For the paper speech session, it's like 5 to 7 minutes, and for uh, the evaluation, it will be 2 to 3 minutes. And I think that's all about the timer. And please pay attention with the time. I think that's all. Back to GE.
Thank you, our nice Toastmaster Purwanto, for giving an extra time for speakers when they reach the red virtual background. Okay, so next we have a grammarian. And for today's grammarian is Toastmaster Jasmine. Toastmaster Jasmine, please tell us about your role today.
Hi there. Well, this is a little bit peculiar in terms of on this side of the world where the grammarians sometimes behave a little bit more, has to be quite alert regarding to how the usage of the English is. But for the moment, I think for today particularly, I like to focus perhaps a little bit more on some of the new expressions or new words that we may or may not have connected with traditions. So for a start, I like to define that the word of the day that we have chosen is the word tradition. So as we know, the definition of tradition is something that we all live with. We have had it for a long time, but that's what a traditional thinker would be using as a, shall we say, a crutch understanding of what tradition is. However, there are some quotes about it that I would like to share with you, and I would like to ask if I could share the screen. Yes, Apri would like that. So help me with that. So the word is tradition, the word of the day. Why do we have the word of the day? It's a word that we introduced for us to use perhaps during the speech or the speeches of the prepared speeches or even the table topics. So this is to encourage you to use a word that's given as a catchphrase. So here, as we said earlier, I like to introduce some what I call the traditional thinkers methodology of definition of what a tradition is. So one of which is it takes an endless amount of history to make even a little tradition. As we know, tradition is very repetitive for it to be able to be called a tradition. The other quote that I have relating to traditional thinkers of tradition is traditions would touch us, they connect us, and they expand us because in some ways we have, shall we say, a backup to how our behavioral dimension is. So tradition sometimes can add a color to us. However, this is not so true for the millennials, and I know there's a whole lot of millennials online today. So you may not think the same way, unfortunately, and especially so in my campus where I work in Malang. Most of them do not think that tradition is something we should, keep. Because one of the definitions they have given to me was that just because this logical fallacy occurs when someone claims that that because an action or belief is a tradition, it must be good or true, because some of us don't think that is something that's applicable anymore for today. So one of the millennial thinkers told me this quote. It's basically peer pressure from dead people. So they themselves do not regard tradition as something to live by. And finally, one quote that was shared with me was, technology is a boon, but the disappearance of tradition in its development is a curse. So it depends on where you stand on the side of thinkers, whether you're millennial or otherwise. A tradition is here to stay, and traditions evolve. So today we are making a first part of a tradition where combinations of Eagle and Malang Toastmasters come together. So this could be a tradition. Every time we meet, we can do a combination like this, or a different combination with other clubs. So traditions are not too set in their ways. What I will also do as a grammarian is to see how often we use the word tradition. And I think we should salute that with a clap where possible. Each and every, I know it's not so easy when you have mic off, but we can take note of that at the end of that. I will take note of it at least. And I'll tell you how frequently we use the word tradition during your speeches today. That's it. See you later.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jasmine. Wow, a very detailed meaning of tradition, from the literal meaning until from the literal meaning, and also from the millennials' point of view of tradition. Okay, thank you for the explanation, Toastmaster Jasmine, and for all the speakers here. Don't forget to use our word of the day, tradition, as many as possible into your speech. Okay, that's it from the evaluators team. I return the control to our Toastmaster of the meeting.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Rena, for introduction and brief explanation about the rules and what the purpose of the evaluation. And we proceed to our first main agenda, that is prepare speech session. And our first speaker will be introduced and evaluated by Toastmaster Devi. So please welcome Toastmaster Devi to introduce our first speaker, Johanna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aden. Dear fellow Toastmasters, Johanna in Innovative Planning Level 1, and the project is Icebreaker. This is the first time as she wants to give speech to us. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The title of the speech is What I Want to Be Johanna. What I Want to Be Johanna. Time is yours.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Johanna.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Good evening, all fellow Toastmaster and guests. This Thursday is one of my special days because it became my first time as prepared speaker. So, in this occasion, I will tell you about my little story in my life. For 19 years, I lived in this earth. I never felt excited when I got homework from my teachers in the school or from my lectures when I'm in college. But it's different when I'm in fifth semester in my college study. Before officially job seeker, I continued my bachelor degree in engineering physics major in Surabaya. And when I became a mahasiswa, I met many new things and I have found what I'm interested for. And it started in my fifth semester. When I was in my fifth semester, I felt so full of schedule every day. Like I couldn't take a breath for a minute because at the time I choose 24 SKS with 4 big projects, 3 practices or experiments, and I joined organization, also volunteer. And in fifth semester, I felt so bored and thought that this engineering visit wasn't my passion and do my friends. But when I'm in 10th week of my fifth semester, for the first time in my life, I felt excited when I got a big project from my lectures. Which one? This project only about 1 week for finish it. It's a team project which consists of 4 members, and I became the one and only girl because in engineering major there's limited girl student. From analysis, the material, which one this team project is about biomass energy conservation using material waste in ITS. We started to analyze what waste material in ITS we could use to make it become a biomass material. And when and my friends started from analysis until execute the material become the biomass and analyzes the value energy until make a reporting with which one the deadline only 1 week. I felt enjoy for doing it. So from that, I thought that I interested with this field because when there's under pressure situation, I still enjoy for doing it. So for my final thesis project to my graduation, I chose that topic. Although I became one and only student who chose that topic in 7th semester at the time, with all of the limitation because of the pandemic situation, I still feel enjoy to do and finish my thesis project. So from that, I can graduated well from ITS. From what I'm interested for and from what I'm enjoyed for, I have a dream for have a project management career, especially in renewable energy, because in project management, we can make the planning for the system of renewable energy until execute the design of our planning. And from of that, we must have a high skill about public speaking and leadership. And as I know about myself, I have a weakness about that 2 top skills for project management. So I want to improve my weakness by joining Toastmaster community. Which one? I have choose innovative planning as my pathway. The innovative planning will help me to build my skills in public speaking and leadership. The project on this path focused on developing a strong connection with audience member when I present speech writing and speech delivery, which is so important in project management. For public speaking, we can make a clearly in communication with each other in our team, and leadership, we can make a good how to lead each other in team so we can execute the design system well. So from what I'm interested in renewable energy and my goal in the future have a career path in project management, renewable energy, especially in waste energy. I want to improve my skill to reach my goal in public speaking and leadership by joining Toastmaster. So the conclusion of what I tell to us is, let's make a mindset that the weakness can help us to improve our dream in the future. Thank you. Back to you, Tom.
Okay, please give round of applause to Toastmaster Johanna. Well done, Toastmaster Johanna.
Well done.
Right, because I think not all people can able to know their weaknesses, and you from your story you successful transfer it become your your power, and you will learn and to try to cope with your weaknesses. That's all. And I'm sure, I also agree that the project management need to have a people who have a good public speaking. Okay, and move on to our second speaker. Our second speaker will be introduced by Toastmaster Ratu, and Toastmaster Ratu will give a brief information related to the purpose and also the time. So please welcome Toastmaster Ratu. Screen is yours.
Thank you very much, our Tom, and good evening, everyone. My name is Ratu, and today I'm going to be the evaluator for Toastmaster Vivi. And I would like to introduce Toastmaster Vivi first. Toastmaster Vivi is a Binika Online TM Toastmaster Club since December 2020. And she is working in material handling engineering company based in Jakarta. She loves playing tennis during Sunday, and today she is going to present her project, Level 2 Project 2, about effective body language. You got 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of the speech is remember to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how she uses nonverbal communication when delivering a speech. Toastmaster Vivi, are you ready?
Yes.
Just be cool. Toastmaster Vivi, just be cool. Time is yours.
My fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests, before the ongoing of pandemic COVID-19, my company usually organized the meeting at least twice a year in some of beautiful cities in Indonesia. It's kind of tradition. We organize the meeting like in Bali, Jogja, Lombok, all the beautiful places in Indonesia. So one day we decided to go to somewhere that we never been before. We tried to go to Batam. My colleague said that, hey, Vivi, why don't we try to organize the meeting in Batam? I asked him why we should go there. She said that it's nice hotel there, 5-star hotel. It's really new. Imagine 5 stars hotel and it's really new. I'm wondering how privileged or advantage that we get, especially new hotel over the discount, right? And yes, definitely we went there. It's really luxury hotel. It's really new. Even they haven't organized the soft opening yet. My fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests, everything new must be good. Yes, but you should be ready for the things that will happen as the effect of the very new. I give you some examples. When we get the key of our room from the receptionist, then we went to the room and opened. Oh, smells good. Everything was new. Suddenly, we went to the bathroom and realized that there is no amenities there. So there was no towel, the toothbrush, the soap. They were not ready yet. And when we wanted to ask the hotel to provide for us, we tried to contact the receptionist. Apparently, the phone was not working at that time. So I had to went downstairs and meet the receptionist and explain to them. Apparently, not only me, some of my colleagues also had the same experience. At that time, I was the event organizer, so I had to be responsible. My colleagues went down waiting for me, and their reaction could be varied. One of them, when he looked at me, they, hey, Vivi, do you know what has happened to our room? It's not completed yet, you know. And the other just didn't care. Like, Vivi, you settle it, okay? I'm going there to get smoking. My reaction at that time was, okay, I'll settle everything for you guys all, since I was the event organizer. I talked to the receptionist and asked the receptionist to provide and check all the complete items for my colleagues. Just be cool as usual. Then we went to the meeting room. Wow, it's a big and luxury meeting room. Guess what's the problem? The internet connection was not ready yet. I had to think how to bring the internet connection to that room. So I was still cool at the time and went to the receptionist and asked them the hotel to provide the internet connection. I brought 30 until 40 colleges at that time. My fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests. One of my friends asked me, hey Fifi, how did you get so cool after all the problems that we had? I just simply answered to them, hey, this company didn't pay me to get stressed, right? So why should I get stressed? Just be cool. This company pay me to settle everything. By being cool, you are able to think how to find the solution. So don't worry, as the event organizer, I will settle everything for you. Just relax and enjoy the meeting. My fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests, everything new should be good. Yes, definitely yes. But you should be ready that really new may affect to several circumstances. And if you have the same problem like me, just be cool. Like I said before, by being cool, you are able to think how to find the solution. That's all that I want to share today. Thank you very much. Back to Toastmaster of the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Fifi. Everyone, please give round of applause to Toastmaster Fifi. Toastmaster Fifi, you have really like a natural way of controlling yourself. That your story have like a conflicting stress, and you finally succeeded to calm yourself, and you find a solution. Well done, great, Toastmaster Fifi. And we move on to our last a prepared speech speaker that will be introduced by her evaluator, uh, Toastmaster Pipit. So please welcome Toastmaster Pipit to give a brief explanation about the purpose and the time. The screen is yours.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Can you give? Thank you. All right. So many people did not know that I already knew Lita since she was in senior high school, since a long time ago. And when she was nervous, she had this little tradition that she would run around the garden to calm herself down. I don't know if she did that today. She's very different from me because I will not run unless someone is chasing me. That's the only time I run. But I hope Lita is not nervous today because she will do level 3 project from the Pathway Strategic Relationship. And the project is inspire your audience for 5 to 7 minutes. The title of the speech is Kairen. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And the purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others, and also for the member to inspire the audience. Please welcome Lita with her speech, Kairen.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let me bring you to a time machine. The year is 1000. Everybody shout, Happy New Year, Happy Millennium Year, Happy Dragon Year. My family and I had the tradition of going out the town around with the trumpet and horn. We saw people wearing silver dress. And I remember on that year, in September, I planned a great present for my dad. That is a birthday card with the dragon caricature about it. I dream about it. I thought about it and I drew it. And on the day of my dad's birthday, I gifted him only to get a shrug from my father. And he said, What's this? It's so ugly. I was too young to get my heart broken by my own dad. And that day, I promised to myself, I will not give any present to my dad. Hello, Toastmasters, the grown-ups, and the kids at heart. If you think my father is a villain, you're wrong. My father is a super talented artist, actually. He drew passionately, he carved passionately, and he crafted story breathtakingly. One day, he was intrigued by a story, Anak Bajang Menggiring Angin, or Anak Bajang Herding the Wind. Anak Bajang is an unborn kid, and this story based on Japanese version of Ramayana. This statue came to life, so he sold this statue and also sold his dream of becoming a famous artist, because artists, they cannot make any regular paycheck. He became a civil servant, get regular paycheck, and make a family. Sometimes you cannot follow your dream because for the sake of your family. And as a kid, I was so dreamy. I draw a lot and it makes my parents a bit alarmed because they don't want their kids to be an artist. So they send me to a library and ask me to read any kind of books so that I become a smart student. One story that I really like is a Greek mythology. And I like this story about Chiron. Chiron is the kid from Saturn or Kronos. That makes him immortal. He is unlike other centaurs. Centaurs usually are savage and wild, and he's not. He's just and wise. He became the teacher of heroes in Greek mythologies, Aeschylus, Jason, or Heracles. But one day, Heracles shot him with a poisonous arrow, and he got hurt by this poisonous arrow. He asked God, God, please, I would like to give all my immortality. And the gods felt pity for him, and they took away the immortality and put centaurs, these centaurs, Chiron, among the stars. That is, now we can see the constellation of Centaurus. Now that I become a teacher, not becoming an artist anyway, and sometimes I make drawings to entertain my students. I make them very happy. My drawings is not pretty, it's not great, but it's cute. And sometimes my students say, Miss, you're a great mangaka. You know that? Do you want to be a mangaka? And I said, no, of course. I will always become an English teacher. And sometimes I think about it. Even though my parents often disapprove my drawing activity because it makes me dreamy, it seems that my students love it so much. And I can help them enjoying learning English by my drawing. And I realize we are sometimes Chiron too, that we got hurt from others and we will never fully recover from it. Trauma doesn't make us a superhero. Trauma makes us scared, anxious, and refrain ourselves from others. And that's just a natural reaction of trauma. However, just like Chiron, we can learn through our pain. And sometimes we can heal people just like Chiron. Last year, I said to myself, I want my inner child, my kid at heart, healed from the pain of rejection 20 years ago. So I asked my dad, what do you want for first day? Dad, he said, I want some perfume. And I bought him. And I asked to myself, did I break the promise to myself I made one in September 2000? And I think I just do what the tyrant does. I gave up the painful memory of rejection and help my inner child dreams of drawing heels. The kid in my heart might not fully recover, but her dreams of drawing are now put among the stars. I will let this dream shine brightly. Back to you, the master of the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Lita. Please, everyone, give a round of applause to Toastmaster Lita. Good. It's really I can wonder I'm wondering as your student Lita, when I hear your story, you give like a metaphor, the installation, and you connect with the material. It will I believe your class is lit and everyone cheer up and enjoy the study. Right, well done, Lita. All right. Okay, everyone. So we will move on to our next agenda that we will see the report from our timer. Purwanto, please, did you send the report of all prepared speech? No, I check no. And
All the speakers are ready to go.
okay, great. Congratulations, all the speakers. And next, we will have a group picture. So please, everyone.
You are muted, Tom.
Okay, thank you. We still have Lenny and Intan Murti. Can you turn on your video, please?
I'm
So
sorry,
everyone,
I'm really new here, but I don't have any webcam, so I cannot turn off
that's
my,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. And Apri, you ready
Sure,
to take the picture? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Please lead us.
I don't see Michael. Your camera is black for
Yes,
Michael.
Michael,
Yeah,
show your handsome face.
Something block your camera.
yeah, something block your camera, I think. All right.
All right.
Okay,
Good.
that's
Handsome
better.
Toastmaster.
Rex, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. Back to Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Apri. And Next, we proceed to our second main agenda. That's another exciting session. And it is table topic session that will be led by our president, Toastmaster Dini. Please, screen is yours.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much. Now, welcome to table topic session. Homecoming Eagle X Malang Toastmasters Club.
Yay!
So, for those who are not familiar with table topic session, actually, table topic session is a session where you have to speak on your feet. So basically, you will share your ideas without thinking. So later on, I will give you question or quotes. So you have to share your opinion about the quotes or the question that I will give you later. And don't forget to pay attention to timer. And then for table topic session, our time will be 1 to 2 minutes. So if you see green background on Toastmasters Purwanto screen, it means that you have reached 1 minute and then it's safe for you to stop speaking. And then yellow will be 1.5. And then red means 2 minutes and you only have 30 seconds to wrap up your ideas. So don't worry because the topic is easy. So don't be afraid. Just share your story with us, share your opinion with us. And don't forget to use our word of the day, tradition. Okay? Use as much as possible. Okay? Now, I would like to invite our first participant. So now I will choose because if I wait for your volunteer, sometimes it will take time. So I will choose right away. Our first participant will be, let's see, I would like to invite our Eagle friend from Eagle Anom. Hi, Toastmasters Anom.
Hello, Professor Dini.
Yes.
Good night,
So I will give
everyone.
you the topic.
All right,
Here is
I'll
the
try.
topic for you.
Yes.
What do you miss about your home when you are away? What do you miss about your home when you are away?
All right, I'll try. What I miss my home when I'm away, of course, is my dad, my mom, and my sisters. Because I grew up in my house since I was kid. I was grow there with my sister and eat together, sometimes play together, and we study together. And of course, I will miss my mama's food because I very enjoy my mother's cooking. And of course, I will miss when I spend my vacation with my family. Of course, I will miss the when we watching TV together in the night. I will miss when we play together with the pets like cats or like a bird. Because every Sunday, I and my sister always bicycling together. So of course, I will miss my sister when playing bicycle together. And sometimes I just playing football with my nephew. Uh, of course, that I will miss my family, miss a lot of time with them. Thank you. I see it's green, so I can stop my speech.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmasters Anom. Yeah, spending time with family is always fun. Yeah. Although sometimes we have quarrel with our brothers or sisters, but it's always a good time for us to spend time with them, just talk casually about how things are going on with our lives, just catch up with many things that we haven't shared before. Yeah, that's very great. Thank you, Toastmasters Anong, for sharing your ideas with us. And now I would like to invite, now let me invite Malang member. So I would like to invite Toastmasters Hida to share her ideas with us. So Toastmasters Hida, this is your topic. The magic thing about home is that it feels good to live and it feels even better to come back. The magic thing about home is that it feels good to live and it feels even better to come back. Toastmasters Hida.
Yeah, I definitely agree with this quote.
She's gone.
Don't worry, I just paused the time.
Toastmasters
And I
Hida,
don't
are you
worry.
there? Okay. If Toastmasters Hida is not
I
responding, so I
think
think I will
we'll
just
right.
change the participants into to someone else. Okay, so now I would like to invite. Let me invite Toastmasters Etika. Yep, the same topic.
Etika or
Etika.
oh,
Yeah. Okay, so the topic is the magic thing about home is that it feels good to live and it feels even better to come back. The magic thing about home, it feels good to live and it feels even better to come back. Toastmasters Etika.
oh, sorry, TNT, can you share the screen? All right, Christmas and has magic thing about power is that it feels good to live and it feels even better, even better to come back. I totally agree with his quote. My room. I feel I very miss my room and especially my culture to put it because I, I don't um, feel relief when I go going home in my hometown in Bontang, and I and I can take in my hometown I can take a break from my job and I can take take um like my live with my old friends and then such as my senior high school friend, my classmates, another friend in an organization. So when I will get back to Surabaya and maybe uh me and I will miss my home and my home. Thank you.
Okay, so yes, sorry to switch Etika. It seems that there is a problem with the microphone. Uh, we cannot hear you clearly, but thank you so much for sharing your ideas. Yes, although sometimes, yeah, I also feel that when I was a child, I was so eager, like to leave Malang. I don't want to be in Malang. I want to be out of town. Like, yes, going out of town, feeling another experience. But yeah, but every time I go out of town, yeah, it's kind of uh, missing. I'm missing the moments in Malang. Yeah, but we always feel that, right? So thank you to Smart Etika. And now I would like to go to our guest now. So I would like to call our guest Ayu. Hi Ayu, would you?
Hello.
Okay, so I will give you a topic and then please share your ideas about it. What is your favorite home cooked meal? What
Okay.
is your favorite home cooked meal?
Yeah. Okay. My favorite home cooked meal is nasi goreng. I love eat it uh, with the egg or with some vegetable on it.
So,
Mhm.
we, do you miss your mom's nasi goreng or?
Yes. Actually, until now, I cannot make nasi goreng perfect like my mom cook. So yes, I really miss my mom nasi goreng. I hope, yes, maybe if I have a free time or I finish working or I have a holiday, I will visit my mother.
Yes, and ask her to make you
Yes,
the nasi
make
goreng.
me nasi goreng. Yes.
Okay, so because we have like lots of variants of nasi goreng, which nasi goreng like
Oh
your
yeah,
often make for you?
I like brown nasi goreng
Ah,
with ketchup.
with ketchup. Yes, it's simple, but I don't know. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ayu, for sharing us your favorite home cooked meal.
Thank you very
Oh,
much
nasi
for
goreng
giving a
from
time.
Makassar. Yeah, you should try also, Ayu. Okay, now I would like to invite our next guest, Anor. Hey, Anor, would you like to
Yes.
share your opinion with us? Okay, so your topic is chase your dreams, but always know the road that will lead you home again. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that will lead you home again. Arnold.
Yeah. So of course, yeah, I'm chasing my dreams, but I'm always finding the way that my dream will help my society back at home. So I'm always finding a way. For example, right now, I'm studying fisheries in Indonesia. So I'm like miles away from Indonesia, but back home in my country, from where I came from, I came from I came from a society with a tradition of keeping fish. So I'm miles away from there so that I can go back to help back my family and my society back there so that they can uh, keep their fish in a profitable way, you know. And Also, I'm learning. I'm chasing my dreams so that also I can become a better person, you know, and improve and taking the upper growth of what I believe and what I see in the world. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Arnold. Wow. Yeah, I love your spirit because I always love people who wants to chase higher dream and then make a plan to go back to their hometown to develop their hometown to be better place and then to help the people there to develop themselves. So it means that you do not only care about yourself, your own development, but you also care about other people in your hometown. And then that's very great, Arnold. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, so yeah, I think it's already past the time for table topic session. So I would like to invite our timer to give a report for table topic speakers.
All the table topic speakers are eligible to be voted. I will send the report in the text box.
You're muted, Toastmaster Dini.
Sorry for that, guys. Yeah. Okay, so everyone, all the table topic speakers are eligible to be voted. So we will have four speakers to be voted: Anom, Etika, Ayu, and Anna. Okay, I think that's
Okay.
all from me. Back to DTM. Taman Tapi
Thank
Mesra,
you,
SPDP.
Purwanto. Yes, please give a big round of applause for all the table topic speakers,
Yay!
especially for the guests. Yeah, you made it, guys. So don't be afraid of making mistakes while speaking in table topic session or while speaking spontaneously because yeah, I know it's a challenge, it's nerve-wracking, but I believe once you do it, it will be addictive and then you will get better if you practice more and more. So I hope that we will see you again in another table topic session in another meeting with us. So I will give the control back to our Toastmasters of the meeting, Toastmasters Raden.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Dini. And to help us um, and lead the session, so everyone here, whether a member and guest, can participate in the table topic session. And also for Toastmaster Purwanto, thank you for your report. Special for the table topic session, I really appreciate for all participants that have presented your idea, because I believe it is hard, not it is not easy to talk in front of people, even though it is in a virtual and not uh, in a physical meeting. But you made it, and I believe that you will build and you will have a better performance in public speaking through joint another session in Toastmaster for sure. And I'll move to last say our session, that is evaluation session. Through this uh, evaluation session, we will hear and learn about uh, the idea and how we improve relate to our public speaking and also the idea. Then the session will led by our general evaluator. So please welcome Toastmaster Rena.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raden. So everyone, right now we are going to hear a feedback from the evaluators to our prepared speakers. Let's start with our first evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Pipit, who will evaluate and giving her feedback on Toastmaster Lita's speech. DTM Pipit, the screen is yours.
Thank you. I was looking for Purwanto. Stay there, Purwanto. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have never been rejected before, please type 1 in the chat box. See, no one. That's what I thought. Everyone has been rejected before. And every rejection feels so intense, although this is a part of natural human experience, right? But we never get used to it. That's why the speech by Lita was very relevant and relatable to all of us, because everyone has felt how it feels to be rejected. And actually, Lita's speech might help us to go through it. And this is the first thing that I really like from Lita's speech. It's very relatable and relevant to all of us. So this is not just her personal story, because actually it touches all of us. This is also our story. Second thing that I really like about Lita's speech is how dramatic it was, how dramatic she was. Not only she was dramatic in her expression, her facial expression, but also in her vocal variety. Being dramatic and a little bit of exaggeration is really important in storytelling, because you play with people's emotion. You try to get their attention, you try to get their emotion and try to take us on a journey. And of course, being dramatic and being exaggeration, sometimes being exaggerating, sometimes it really helps, right? So this is the second thing that I really like about Lita's speech, that she was very dramatic and a little bit of exaggeration in facial expression, but also in vocal variety. As dramatic as Lita that we all know, I'm sure there are several things that we can suggest to her that will elevate her speech even to be more splendid than before. First thing is, when you try to be dramatic, Lita, try to make your expression symmetrical with the content of your speech. We know that Lita is a very bubbly person. She's happy, just like naturally happy, like born laughing or something, right? However, not all parts of your story were actually happy and cheerful. Some parts were actually kind of sad and you were upset. So you need your expression to be symmetrical with this content. For example, when you said, this is the last time I will ever give present to my dad. Never again I will give him any present. Actually, you look kind of happy about it. So as an audience, we were a little bit confused. So although we are expressive, try to control our expression that will make it suitable or symmetrical to the content of our story. In this case, storytelling. Right. And another thing is use visual aid when necessary. In this case, I think visual aid is really needed because not everyone is actually familiar with Greek mythology or centaurs and things like that. Not only it will help your audience understand better, it also works for your benefit. So good luck for next time. Thank you.
Yay, what a detailed evaluations for Toastmaster Lita's speech. Thank you, DPMPP, for your feedback. Now moving on next, we will have Toastmaster Devi, who will deliver her evaluation speech on Toastmaster Johanna's icebreaker. Toastmaster Devi, the screen is yours.
Thank you, our general evaluator, Rena. Hi, Johanna. How do you feel? After you did your first speech, I will say, congratulations, Johanna. This is your first project, and the name is Icebreaker, and you break the ice. You did it. Comfort, confidence, and interest. Do we agree, ladies and gentlemen, that her way when give the speech, comfort, confidence, and interest? First, comfort. You told your story very comfortably. As you said, you felt enjoy your experience in your life. Your gesture told to us your eyes open widely, and sometimes you did smile to us. That's nice as a first time speaker. Second, confidence. Because you felt comfort, you taught your story confidence too. You taught from introduction and then body, and after conclusions, that was very detailed and smooth. We can know your tradition when you did as a student in your college in ITS. Third, you felt interest with your story, and we can feel interest with your story too. I can feel your energy. I remember you said biomass material. Is it correct? Oh la la, that's interesting name. Because you felt comfort, confidence, and interest, it will better for the next speech. You can use vocal variety. Use little voice until loudly. Like example, when you said, I can finish the thesis in a week. And then the result, like this. It will give us to think, curious, and imagine the condition. Overall, you did it. Congratulations, Johanna. Comfort, confidence, interest, and need vocal variety for the future speech. I believe you can make more great speech in the future. Never give up. It is your first time. And see ya to your next speech. Good luck, Johanna.
Yay! Thank you, our energetic Toastmaster Devi, for giving an encouragement and positive feedbacks on Toastmaster Johanna's first speech. Thank you very much. Moving on, we are going to hear feedback from our third evaluator, Toastmaster Ratu, for Toastmaster Vivi's speech. Toastmaster Ratu, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, General Evaluator, and congratulations to Toastmaster Vivi. You did a very good job because, as many people say, that sometimes the most powerful communication it's not said, but it's unsaid. Don't you guys all agree? From 1 to 10, I need volunteers to type how many percentage, 1 to 10, you think nonverbal communication impacts our speech? Please type on the chat box. 1 to 10. Wow. See, guys, nonverbal communication is so impactful because I can see here the minimum number is 7. And it's true. From Uncle Google said 70% until 90% of communication is affected by our nonverbal communication. So congratulations to Toastmaster Vivi because I can tell you right now that you are very good at one, hand gestures. All right, hand gesture. You did a very good and colorful hand gesture from open arms, like doing this, smoking, unlock the door, many things. I can see that you have so many, hand gesture to mimic something. And the second one is that your comfort level. I can see from the beginning you are so relaxed because I didn't hear such a noticeable nervousness or shakiness, or how to say in Indonesia. You know what I mean? And most importantly, I didn't really hear noticeable filler words or repeated words. That's what makes me think that you have a very high of comfort delivering your speech. And the third one is your vocabulary. When you are mimicking or playing different roles, like mimicking people said something, you give different tones and that is very good. And somehow it startled me when you say so something so loud, close the camera, and also back and forth doing that. The things that I would like to suggest for better or future for the room of for improvement is that first of all your lighting. All right, I can see that the source of light comes from your left, right behind you, so the shadow falls in your face. I didn't really see your face clearly, your smile clearly. So you need to pay attention more from the source of light. The second one is your eye contact. There is one time you look down, and the third one is audience awareness. For overall, I really like the way you nailed this speech by so relaxed and delivering your speech. Back to you, our general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ratu, for your feedback. Now we are moving on to our fourth evaluator. So this is the thing in Toastmasters. If you think that only prepared speakers can get a positive feedbacks from the evaluator, evaluators also can be evaluated. And in this case, it is time for distinguished Toastmaster Pipit to be evaluated by Toastmaster Apri. So right now, I would like to call Toastmaster Apri to deliver his feedback. The screen is yours, Toastmaster Apri.
All right. Thank you, Matarona. And first thing first, I would like to congratulations for Toastmaster Pipit, and she doing a really good job to evaluate Lita's speech. And what I really likes about her evaluation is first is he grabbed my attention when she tried to make a people food about, oh yeah, I think that is a really good way to make to grab people attention. And because sometimes if the in this evaluation session is a little bit late for the overall agenda, so make people grab people attention is a really good way to make us more exciting. And next is her evaluation also have a good point where she have example about the vocal variety, and she try to why to describe why is vocal variety is really good to make the speech to be more powerful. And so she tried to give an example in her speech to how to incorporate her evaluation in a later speech. And I also have two recommendations that I want to suggest. First is I believe you can do your evaluation on time. However, maybe you can try to increase your speech to be more fast, like because I noticed that you don't have a closing for your evaluation. Maybe try to make your speech to be more fast. And also for example, I also miss for example for facial expression. Maybe you can try to make an example in Lita's speech how you can incorporate facial expression in Lita's speech be uh, more good, I think. And the last but not least, for to challenge yourself and try to make a summary for your speech. And for maybe you can call back your what is that the your recommendation and combination in the last in your last speech. So that's us for me, and back to general evaluator.
Yep. Thank you, Toastmaster Apri, for your feedback. Now we would like to hear a timer's report for our evaluators. Is everyone Is there anyone who under time or overtime,
So,
Toastmaster?
everyone, all the evaluators are eligible to be voted.
Yay.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Purwanto, for your report. Now, after we hear after we hear all the evaluators of the prepared speakers, now we are moving on to the reports from the role takers. First, I would like to hear a report from our counter, Toastmaster Zizi. Please share your report to us.
Thanks, Miss. So actually, I've already shared the PDF, the file. Could the host share to the screen? In the chat box, I've already shared the file. Could... Thank you, Mas Ratu. So the winner for the counter review is Sir Apri. So when I heard your speech, your evaluation, there are lots of things. For instance, you always stated about the and is. I think if I were you, it's better if you could reduce those things. And the second winner is Sir Arnold and Miss Tita. But to be honest, I think because of the way that Miss Lita shared to us is really energetic, and maybe that's why she has to rewind some words. And for Sir Arnold, I think it's because of your little bit nervous, so that's why you always and so like that. I think it's okay, it's your first time, and hopefully in the future we all of us can reduce the things. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zizi, for the reports, and for everyone who is included on the reports. Please do not be frightened, do not be pressured by Zizi's report. Just take it as the reminder for every one of us to be a better speaker next time, so that we can reduce the pause fillers that we use whenever we deliver our speech. Next, I would like to hear a report from our grammarian. Toastmaster Jasmine, are you ready to share your report?
Well, this time I'm going to be very brief about the actual description of my duties. I will also talk a little bit generally. First of all, I put it on the chat that this is a very brief report. One nice expression that I've heard today is from Lika, where she said crafted. Her father crafted stories. So the word crafted is very, very well appointed with the word stories, because stories are usually made up or being created. So crafted is one of the best words to use against the word stories. So I would suggest that if you want to find words that are connected to expressions that has to be with a creation, then the word crafted is good, which includes speeches. So this is where I have to go slightly longer and talk about prepared speeches. So I know most of you, or in fact, almost all of you are not native to English. So we need to understand that you need to prepare the speech. And when you prepare the speech, one of the best ways to do that, and this is hand us down from Judy, who came from one of the Toastmasters founders, yes, who created Toastmasters in Malang. She always said that one thing you need to do is to always write your speech out. Because when you write it out, you can find out where are the errors, where are the awkward moments. And you right now using the computer, you can grammar check, you can spell check. So there is no one here should have an awkward moment speaking grammatically odd sentences, but there's quite a lot of it today. Maybe I've not been in Toastmasters meeting for quite a while. So today is like, whoa, there's quite a bit of jarring errors being spoken. And I'm not here to pick on that because this is not a class. This is where we learn from each other. But I'd like you to know one of the best ways to do that is literally write it down, go through the spell check, go through the grammar check, and see how you can write your speech properly before presenting it. Second part to that will be how you sound when you make a speech. Now, one of the good ways, quick ways nowadays digitally is to listen to podcasts because that links to pronunciation. In fact, if you want to get the right sounds, you can actually also go to the audio dictionary for you to get the proper sounds of how you should sound. I will give you one clear example today, and I shall not mention who spoke it, but the point here is the word is colleagues, right? Not colleagues, because it just throws you off completely. What are colleagues? Are they colleges or colleagues? Which one? So the word is colleague, whether it's, yeah. So that's one of an example that we can check, and you can use what we call an audio dictionary. Go check it out. So that will be my general advice for all prepared speeches. We understand when you are doing impromptu speeches, yes, because you just call upon these table topics and you might get a little fluff and a little mixed up. But that's fine because none of us here, as we said earlier, are native to English. However, that should not excuse you from learning or speaking correctly, especially when you have to pick up from the peers. So here is a very good peer learning program. So we learn from each other. So sometimes that's a good thing because then you learn from each other, but you can also pick up the bad habits from each other, right? So this is where we need to understand that you need to be aware of that and check it out yourself. So when we are talking about learning from each other, one last thing I like to leave you behind will be from Pipit. DTM Pipit said, Lita uses her expressions should be symmetrical to the story. I think I heard that correctly. You said symmetrical. Symmetrical usually appears as a visual that balances left and right. So I know maybe it's a clever way of using the expression symmetrical, but I rather use a word like perhaps expression that should be relevant to the story or appropriate to the story. I would think that symmetrical, you refer to either a facial expression left and right, or the way you wear your mask, or the way you wear your headscarf. It should be symmetrical, it will be balanced or something like that, rather than connect it to an expression. So this is again where I say that if you want to learn from each other, let's also learn from the mistakes from each other, like we heard a little earlier from the R counter. That's the best way to learn from each other. Stop using pauses or stop repeating words. So these are good points. That's what I would say from that. But there are three things left that I want to highlight that Indonesians usually use it rather oddly. Is the word agenda, which is on the chat, schedule, which is again on the agenda, I put it there, and people. So what example would be for agenda? Indonesians tend to use it like, let's move on to the next agenda. You can't move on to the next agenda because agenda is a collection of items on a list. So the next agenda will be the next meeting. It cannot be in this meeting. So this meeting only has one agenda from start to end. It's a list of activities. Okay, so that's a little bit odd to use. Same like schedule. A schedule consists of a series of activities. So you can't say my schedule is full. How full is a schedule? It's a list. It cannot be full unless you say my time is full, but my schedule can squeeze. I can no longer be squeezed with something else. So it's collective words like that. Just like people, you say, oh, people tend to do this, people tend to do that. Because it's very direct translation from Indonesian to say, orang seperti ini, orang akan itu, orang akan. So it's not the same. You can switch words to say others are doing this, or they will be doing this. Many others will be joining to do that. So there are substitutes to just the word people. It seemed like a little translation for me. And finally, for our little R counter, please stop using sir, apri, sir, this is not right. Because the term sir means it's a title given to you by the queen. So I cannot be referred to as Sir Jasmine. You can say Miss somebody or Mr. somebody, but never Sir somebody, unless you are the queen and you've given that title to somebody else. It's one of those odd things you hear in Indonesian context, and it's because it's constantly repeated, and you assume that it became a tradition, right? That is correct. It's not, and should not be used again. So today we've used the word tradition 4 times. Well done. So thank you very much for that. I hope to see you again next time.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jasmine, for a very detailed grammarian report. Yeah, I realized that these 3 words generally used oddly in Indonesia. We sometimes didn't realize that we misused it, especially the agenda one. Thank you very much for the information and the correction. Okay, right now I think it's time for me to give my report as a general evaluators. Another summer day has come and gone away in Paris, or I can say in Surabaya and Malang, but I wanna go home. Let's start my report with the theme of this meeting. You guys are choosing homecoming as the theme, and I think this is one of the most relatable theme as we are getting closer to the 8th day where anyone usually going back home to their hometown, but unfortunately because of the pandemic we have a restriction so that we not everyone of not all of us can can going back home. So I think this is the choosing this theme is very relatable and very up to date and something that we all can relate to it. Let's start with the role players. Now I think let's start with the Tom. Tom greeted the guest. I like that the Tom greeted the guest, even though it was just one guest at that time. And our Tom also giving a brief explanation about the theme and also explaining the formats of the Toastmasters meeting. Since we have a few guests here, so explaining about the format of Toastmasters meeting is very vital. And also, I like how our Tom tried to engage with the audience. At the beginning of the meeting, our Tom asking one of my Malang members, asking Hida's experience, what she did when she went back home. And I think that's a great thing. Try to engage with the audience. And also our Tom giving a comment after each prepared speakers and in the transition between session. And I think it's a good thing as a bridging so that there won't be any awkward silence between speakers and between session. If I might suggest for our Tom, because there was a little glitch with the internet connection at the beginning, I think it's better if you are more prepared since you are appointed as a Tom. I think it's better if you prepared more about the possibility of the unstable internet connection, or maybe you can share the burden with fellow members so that whenever there is a possibility that you might be lost in certain points during a meeting. So maybe you can share the burden with this one person so that whenever you lost, this person can came and back you up a little bit so there won't be any awkward silence or long period of time where everyone seems waiting, where's our Tom. And also regarding the internet connection, you also at some point need to turn off your camera, and I think it's a little bit a downside because as a Tom, we would like to see your enthusiasm. You are the MC, so we would like to see your energy to transform to us so that we can get the vibe of the meeting. I think that's all the suggestion for the Tom. And also all the speakers, I think all the speakers are well prepared and everyone is not and everyone is not under time. I mean, yeah, everyone is on the
On
right,
time.
yeah, on time. Thank you, Toastmaster Ratu. And also for our TTM, I love that the quotes and the question is very related to the themes, and also I love how you put it in the PowerPoint or in the slides. It's very cute slides, and also I love that there are some points where one of the table topic speaker is a little bit under time, but then you keep asking a question so that they can moving on and deliver her speech on time. And if I might suggest for our TTM, since there are some points there are one of the speakers that we cannot hear clearly, because I think maybe it's because her microphone is covered, or maybe put it in a far away from her mouth. I think it's better if I think you can just interrupt her speech, so that maybe you can remind her that maybe you can try to put your mic a little closer to your mouth so that everyone can hear the speech clearly. I think that can be done so that everyone can hear their speech very clearly. And for the evaluators, all the evaluators also well prepared, and all of them are also on the allocated time. For the role takers, thank you for our grammarian for going the extra miles, giving a presentation and also giving us a meaning, a traditional meaning, and also a millennial meanings. What happened to my mouth? A millennial meanings of tradition. Thank you very much. And also the mispronunciation that we used to do whenever we deliver our speech. And for Counter, thank you very much for sharing us the completed report in a PowerPoint. If I might suggest, when you show the PowerPoint, I think it's better if you do not say that, okay, the winner of the counter is this, the winner of the is this, because counter is the one who count the pause fillers, and we do not want our speech consists of so much fillers. So when you say that the winner of the pause fillers is this one, it means it can be a little it can make the winner a little bit downhearted. So I think it's better if you just said that, okay, the most used pause fillers is this, the most used crutch phrase is this, and then you can show the report. I think that's okay, but just I think it's better if we do not say that the winner is this person, this person, and this person. Okay, I think that's all from me. All in all, it is a great meeting, and our meeting started on time, even though I think we are a little bit behind the time right now. Oh no. Yeah, a little bit behind the time right now. So I guess it's better for me to wrap up my report and say, let me go home. Thank you, everyone. Return the control to our Tom, Toastmaster Adet.
Thank you. I'm ready at home, Rena.
All right. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rina, that you have given the concise what is it, feedback, and control our role players that have also give a clear report. Then I want to hear one feedback from our guests related to our activity today, and I want to know what your thought and what you're feeling. So, hi, North. Can you share your feeling, your feedback, maybe, uh, for us related to this evening meeting?
Yeah, Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me be in this meeting. I'm really happy, and I got a really nice to know you. I mean, I'm really happy to know you, all of you today, and happy to meet you today. And I learned a lot, and I hope next time I'll come again and I'll attend. And I learned a lot from the speaker, evaluators, and and grammatical guides. That was nice. It was nice meeting today. Thank you.
Tom,
Okay, right. Oh, okay. So I think, is it me for
you are
losing
audible
audio
now.
or okay, good. Okay. However, thank you, Anand, for your feedback and sharing your thought about our activity today. And also, I will give the announcement of the next meeting in Malang Toastmasters, that we will have upcoming meeting in June 3rd with the same time, 6:30 p.m. So everyone who wants to join in our future meeting, just just catch up in our WhatsApp group. Who those who already in our WhatsApp group in Malang Toastmaster. But for those who are not, you can simply just contact me or Dini to get the information, related information to about the any Malang Toastmaster activity. And for the another activity in Eagle, I give the screen to Toastmaster Mala to give information related to your club. Please, Toastmaster Mala.
Thank you, our Tom, Toastmaster Raden. So it's been a pleasure for Eagle to be involved in this joint meeting because we are following your schedule, and then we can learn from each other during this joint meeting. So our next meeting, Eagle meeting, is on the same day as Malang, every Thursday but different week. So Eagle always have the meeting usually on the second and the fourth week of the month. But since the second week falls on the 8th day, that's why we make it a joint meeting. So our next meeting will be on Thursday, May 27th at 7 p.m. So we will be 30 minutes later than Malang's time. So please come to our meeting. And if you are interested to know more, you can also visit our website, www.eagletmcsurabaya.wordpress.com. And there is also the IG shared by our VPPR, Toastmaster Ratu. Please come again for all the guests and also for Malang members. We really enjoy the time together and learn how the culture in Malang or how the culture in Eagle by being a role players. Thank you. Oh, our Tom. Back to Tom.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mala. So everyone, by have the information about the activity in Malang and also Eagle. So I think this is the end of our meeting today. I hope that we can meet in the future in other activity in any other clubs in Malang or Eagle or other clubs as well. So Good evening, everyone. Good night. Have a great time. See you next time.
See you next time.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank
See
you.
you next time. Bye.
Thank you, Malang.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
night.